So, this is a quest that we've been intending to do for God knows how long. Very, very long time. And we're finally there. Originally it was me waiting on Rama to finish, but she finished like 5-6 months ago.
Something like that.
A long time ago. We're finally getting to it, finally. It just took a long time. Anyway, I'm just kind of rambling at this point. So, Glittered.
You're recording, right?
I am recording.
Yeah.
Shadow, walk with me. Glittered is overjoyed to welcome the conquering hero's return. He's going to pay us 2,579 gil for it, too. Well, if it isn't the great hunter himself.
Still not used to them calling me himself yet.
As if you don't know, all 4 of the Cardinal Virtues laid low, all with your help. You have the talk of the stairs, Jax. Ooh, the stairs. What about the foyer?
The wandering stairs.
When the night returned to Lakeland, we knew in our hearts that change was on the horizon, but never did I hope that you might rid us of those terrible fiends. You've surpassed my wildest expectations. Huzzah! Now, my Glittered, when I first laid eyes on him, I had an inkling that he was a hero we'd been waiting to come along. Oh, she was the one who encouraged him.
Well, she was the one who was telling us about all the quests.
Oh, yeah. If you'll indulge me, though, I would love to hear you tell how it all played out. The hunting and the virtues, that is. This is gonna take hours. My word, there's so much more to it than I realized. And there I thought you'd only had to track down the bloody things. God, so the things you learned about the worries of life. Life? Light. So many secrets and details lost over time. And for all their hard work and sacrifice, they somehow brought about the flood? Can't say I understand it all, but it's a bloody tragedy it is. We should gather the others and toast their memories. Heroes of Eld, brave and true, to be remembered forevermore. Yay! Now, I'll thank you not to let your bleeding heart drive you to offer up a fortnight's stock of spirits. Attend to your other customers and let me speak with the hero of here and now. Especially with Giat around.
Right.
Whatever would I do without your good sense and wisdom? Very well, I'll leave you to entertain him, but don't think we won't be having that drink someday. Okie dokie. You do have a lot of alcohol. I must thank you for sharing with us such incredible tales. 'Tis only right that I repay you in kind. With what? With the ending, that is. Oh. With the story of the true villain who towers above the virtues, the devil more deserving of death than any that yet lingers in this world. Well, that was very abrupt. If your curiosity has been piqued, then meet me atop the balcony overlooking the crystalline mean. I'll be waiting there until you do. This is giving me a very Persona vibe. You beat the game! Now come meet me, I am the ultimate villain. Am I alone in those vibes?
I can't say anything.
You can't say, oh, you know stuff.
I know stuff. I don't know everything, but I know stuff, so I can't comment at this point. I'm sorry.
Aww. Oh well, what is she leveling? Oh, Black Mage. Oh, this is where you are. You came as I knew you would. Never meant a mystery you could leave well enough alone, or a demon that you could let live, am I right? And this demon is undeniably deserving of death, make no mistake. To cut them down would be just and proper, the act of a goodly person, and that is just what you are. I can see that. Now I'm starting to get Dark Knight vibes. No need to grow impatient or be offended, my friend, but before you pass judgment on this villain, you need first understand their part in everything. who they were to the fallen warriors of light, for instance. Of course, right about now you might be wondering how I know what I know, what a tavern wench of all people has got to do with any of this. You do kind of look like the lady in all the pics. Let me tell you then, I am the one who brought together the Virtue Hunters. I am the one who marked you as a potential ally to them and bade you join them in their quests. I alone knew what had to be done and what sort of sinner would be needed to see this tale of tragedy and betrayal brought to an end. But come, we have many malms ahead of us still, to Calusia and the Cadra's Crook. I will go on ahead and wait for you there.
Show off.
What? You have issues with my Amuro?
Yes, I want one.
It was, I think, Airville asked me what I named my Amuro, and I'm like,
Why didn't you name your Amuro?
because the game doesn't make you do that? I am not an RPer at all.
Clearly.
This
Oh, she's all
is
dressed up.
Interesting. Hello. Yeah, she did get all dressed up, didn't she?
Is that a unique outfit?
I know what the top is. The boots I'm less familiar with. But I think I remember the boots from another set. Maybe the infantry set? Not sure. You are accustomed to life on the road, I see. As am I. Do you recognize this place? I thought you might. Here's where it began, where Ardbert first met Limit.
Oh.
Still young and lacking in experience, but possessed of so much potential. Heroes in the making. Even then the keen-eyed could see. They could only fulfill that promise much later, though, after joining with their other dear companions, Brandon and Renderay. Hello, everybody. And one other, an elven woman, not half bad with a sword. But perhaps you are already asking the question, who? There were 5 warriors of light in all, but she would make 6. Indeed, after adding in Nilebert, there does seem to be one too many. But believe me when I say there was indeed a 6th adventurer lost to history, and her name was Silva. She was in all the cutscenes, all the Echo flashbacks.
Yep, she was.
She was a gladiator.
Mm-hmm.
Though I doubt I need convince you of this truth. When you walked in the Virtues memories, you saw her time and time again, did you not? Well, there you go. I did. Then you saw the true villain, the traitor responsible for all their woes. Okay. Let us continue the story elsewhere, to Amarang and the Fields of Amber. No wonder this costs so much. They'd be teleporting everywhere. They're similar. I mean, they're dyed differently. In fact, this is a different style than. Different style, different color, maybe a slightly different patterning as well. But it could just be a different piece of gear.
Could be.
Because there's a lot of stuff. There's also the brand new set, which is styled the same way. There's also the Warwolf gear from PvP that also is that stuff. Hello, Cyella. What else you got for me? You saw the true villain's face in their memories, and I told you her name in Calusia. But what were her crimes, you ask? Hearken to my tale and you will learn. Silva had joined the others before they first met Nilebert. After their party of 5 came to this place, they took on a commission to slay powerful beasts that had taken up residence in the mines. Oh yeah, I do remember that.
That's the scene that made me cry.
Mm-hmm. When he had a battle between choosing his friend or choosing everybody trapped in the mines. Said beast was believed to be the instigator of ever more terrible tremors, and so time was of the essence. But during their hurried search, they crossed paths with their future companion, then a competitor aiming to usurp their prize. After another tremor triggered by the beast trapped them all underground, they had no choice but to work together to lay it low. But to their dismay, even after its death, the earth continued to shudder violently. As the adventurers looked to each other in confusion, Nilebert strode towards the beast body and grabbed hold of a curious stone, a stone brimming with untold ether that he had sought out that he might harness its potential to rescue a loved one lost to the rift. Don't tell me it was all for nothing. But so powerful was the stone that it warped the flow of the lifestream. Its very existence was a threat. And so, when faced with the choice between one life and countless others, Albert wept and shattered the stone. He held his comrade's salvation in his hand and cast it aside for the greater good. For his sacrifice, he was judged a hero, and in an instant, a warrior of light was born. Okay. In life, Albert was a pragmatic figure whose wisdom and sagacity? What? Okay, we'll go with that word. Sagacity were admired by all. Little wonder that in death he would retain his virtue.
Sagacity.
Sagacity.
The quality of being sagacious. Thank you.
That was helpful. Yay, dictionaries.
Wisdom, intelligence, understanding, judgment.
But as Albert mourned the friend he forever lost, the betrayer Silva looked on in silent contentment, for they had taken the first step on their path towards becoming heroes brave and true. His sacrifice had sparked the transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. What is happening? What ritual, you may wonder? Fear not. All will become clear in time. Thanks for answering my question that was rhetorical, but you know. Come with me to Raktika, to the city of swamps. We must retrace the steps as they were taken to understand the depth of her treachery. At the end of this, she's going to be like, I am Silva. Strike me down. And it's going to be sad. And confusing.
Well, remember, the purpose of the Asians here was to manipulate heroes.
Oh yeah, Igiorm and...
No, not Igiorm. Logriff and Metron.
Logriff, my bad.
Igiorm was Heavensward.
Yeah, my bad. That's right, she died.
Yeah, she did. She gone.
This place too is familiar to you, no? From days recent and long since past. Why can't you just tell me the whole story?
She is.
I know, but she wants me to go to everywhere. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. I know she's putting together a setting, but imagine this in real life. Being
Let
like,
her tell.
I will give you a chapter of this story. Now come with me across the world. We shall go someplace else.
Let her tell her story.
Grumble, grumble, something, something, money. After the events in Amarang, Hardbert and his comrades grew in fame, spurring others to entreat their aid. The adventurers sought out greater and greater challenges, and in pursuit of another, they came to Raktika. While here, the hunter Renda Ray learned that a notorious remark, Balam Keats, was near, and so, under cover of darkness, she slipped away from the others to slay the beast by herself. Like Nalbert before, of course, you already know what her motive was. Balam Keats had robbed her of her fellow hunters. Only vengeance would redress the balance. So she became warrior light. Moreover, she would not dare risk the lives of her new comrades, so terrified was she of the mere possibility that she might have to relive that terrible day. And so she faced Balam Keats alone, and would have surely died for it, had Arbert and the others not arrived in time to help. Like Nalbert before, of course, you already know what happened next. For her love, her conviction, and resolve, she was chosen by Hydaelyn. And from that day forward, Brenda Ray swore never again to betray her comrades' trust, to share with them the triumphs and the tragedies, to relinquish the freedom she had once held in the highest. The bravest, most courageous hunter that ever was. That moment would define what you became in life and in death. Stop with the face. Her sacrifice would hasten the transformation. To us fuel for the ritual to come. The betrayer Silva looked on, yet more satisfied. They were oblivious to her machinations, unaware that they were dancing to her tune. Their journeys continued, and so must ours, to Ilmeg and League. I don't know how to pronounce this.
Lygia?
Lygia.
I do appreciate that she's putting everything in chronological order for us now.
That's true. And it is a bit of a tease each time to kind of get you to keep going. So I'm guessing that this Silva was probably an Ascian of some sort. Or at least something Ascian aligned?
Adjacent, I think is the word
Yeah,
you're looking for.
Ascian adjacent. I know you can't answer because you have some previous knowledge by accident.
I don't know details, so...
How did you find out, by the way? Was it just something you stumbled across?
I was listening to a podcast.
Oh.
And they started, I don't remember what podcast it was or who it was, but they started talking about it without giving any kind of a warning, and I turned it off as fast as I could, but I did hear some stuff already. Because I was driving at the time, so I could only turn it off so fast.
That's frustrating.
Very. I was pretty mad.
Okay, Cyella. Tell me more. Tell me more. What else can you tell me? That was a very long pan. As beautiful now as it was then, you saw it too. Would you not agree? Actually, it was pretty. With the death of Balam Keats, the legend of Ardbert and his comrades had grown larger than ever. Thus emboldened, they came to the kingdom of Vobert. Vobert had long been troubled by what some had dubbed a magical plague. Innocents found transformed into misshapen fiends that the kingdom's knights had no choice but to put down ere the contagion spread. Where Brandon killed his queen? I don't remember what it was. Princess? Brandon had been one such knight. In his youth, he had served the Princess Saldia faithfully, only to be cast out for a single mistake. Thus did he take to the road where he met Ardbert and the others. Having grown stronger and wiser and more respected, Brandon felt it was time to return and redeem himself, and with the aid of his comrades, he did just that. Tadric, the court mage, was unmasked as a mastermind of Vobert's misery, and by disgraced knight's blade was he brought to justice. But with his dying breath, Tadric cursed the Princess Saldia, sentencing her to a fate worse than death. An S-rank hunt mark.
No, it wasn't her.
Oh wait, that was something else?
It was her sister.
Oh, that's right. Thank you for reminding me.
He tested it out on her sister first.
I forgot about that. At her behest did he raise up his blade, and for the sake of the kingdom, strike down his liege lady. Because she's dead, how would she still be about? Yeah, my bad. With that single stroke, he forever changed, though nearly not in a way that was necessary. He stood at the precipice and almost forsook his compassion for unflinching judgment, but mercifully turned aside at the last. Thus did he find and embrace true justice, that which weighs law and heart together and strives for the greater good. This a long, difficult road, from which many stray, settling for simpler moralities. But I would expect no less of the man who became Dikaiazine. His sacrifice would strengthen the transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. Again, that line. As her companions grew ever more powerful, so too did the betrayer Silva. Bit by bit, they brought her closer to her goal. But it was not yet finished. To Calusia they returned, and so must we. Tomra and the next chapter of her tale await. For Lamit's story. Hello, Cyella. Tell me the next step of this terrible tragedy.
This is the last step. Before we start learning new stuff, I think.
Yeah. Slowly but surely, the adventurers were fulfilling their potential. Words of their deeds in Fobert spread like wildfire, and their legend grew ever larger. But for all their success, the fledgling heroes would be forced to endure more hardship and welcome more sacrifice. Because Limit had to choose between tradition or her people. Her sister, specifically, if I recall. They pressed deeper into the depths of Raktika, towards ancient Ronka. 'Twas there the dwarf Limit came to a crossroads, for in claiming the magic she desperately desired, she would be forced to renounce something equally precious. Dwarves are a reclusive lot, wont to withdraw from the outside world that many traditions might be preserved in isolation. When the stone blight began to spread, they chose to lock away the afflicted and refused to seek outside help. Glad I remember a lot of this. But Limit would not abide by this. She vowed to save her ailing kin, her sister among them, even if it meant violating dwarven law. With her newfound power, she returned and cured the sick, and for this she was banished by the Council of Elders. Several people went with her, right? This came as no surprise, for she had made her peace with it long before.
I think so.
When she stood in the ancient ruin and called upon the forgotten guardians to grant her forbidden knowledge, she knew then what the price would be. She had weighed her traditions and identity against the lives of those she had loved and made her choice, though it pained her terribly and in ways only a dwarf could understand. In Hydaelyn, it would seem. Through hardship and sacrifice was a new warrior of light forged, a hero. I can't talk. Through hardship and sacrifice was a new warrior of light forged, a healer that knew more than any the value of a life, and would do anything to see it preserved, even in death. Yeah, Limit's story was really sad.
Mm-hmm.
Her sacrifice would nearly complete the transformation. It was fuel for the ritual to come. Very soon then. Very soon.
They all sacrificed something. That's what she's talking about.
Yeah. For Ardbert and his comrades had stumbled upon evidence of the larger design, threads linking together the disparate troubles of the realm. All we have left is Ardbert.
Mm-hmm.
A name spoken only in whispers. The Shadowkeeper. Oh, we fought the Shadowkeeper. A singular force sowing chaos and discord throughout Norvrant to an unknown end. I know we didn't actually fight the Shadowkeeper.
It was a memory, but yes.
If the Warriors of Light truly wished to save the world, then they would need to confront this villain amongst villains. And at the end of their exhaustive search, at the end of their struggle, who do you think they found waiting to welcome them with open arms? Grumpy face. The answer to that awaits us in Lakeland, our final destination, which is where we fought the Shadowkeeper in the memory.
Yes.
The villain yet walks among us, Jax, unknown and unpunished. Go on ahead and wait for me at Laxon Loft. There are preparations to which I must first attend. Okay, Silva. I mean, come on, she looks just like her.
Mm-hmm.
We still gotta do the Void quest after this, too.
Mm-hmm. We're a bit behind.
Quite a bit. Quite a bit. It's interesting that she would bring us here, because she is an elf. And this was an elven fortress of sorts.
Oh, it was?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to see if I recognize the arena anywhere in here, but...
It doesn't... Technically, it's out there, the arena is, based on what you see around it, but it's obviously it doesn't quite work.
Well, it was also 100 years ago, so...
And it's also built on a memory. Memories
Fair.
are weird. I'm waiting for you. Shadowkeeper. Ooh. Hey, I know that sword.
That's the, Is that the Don Meg set, or is that the Holminster set?
No, that's a Deep Shadow set.
Ah, never mind.
That sword looks like the sword the Shadowkeeper uses.
Oh, yeah.
Damn you, Silva. We were comrades in arms, friends. That we were, and that we are. Everything I said, everything I felt, it was all true. You mean the world to me, so I must kill all of you, because that will end the ritual. Or complete the ritual, I guess. Because if she throws away her humanity and her friendship and all that, that'll complete it, right? That's probably what it is. You're the bloody Shadowkeeper. What in the hell is this for? Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm kind of just plowing through this without really giving you a chance to say anything. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Opinions? I just don't know how
I
far
don't
you
have any,
know.
and I went forward, so go ahead.
Sorry.
I'm good. I'm just waiting for what I know to drop.
For you, for every one of you, to forge you into heroes worthy of her blessing, that she might choose you as her champions. A ruthless mage consumed by the pursuit of power to save his friend no matter the cost. By his sacrifice, a warrior born. By a mournful hunter scarred by tragedy, resolved never again to trust in others. By her sacrifice, a warrior born. Ooh. Yeesh. The disgraced knight who yearned to steal his heart in justice's name. By his sacrifice, a warrior born. A troubled healer torn between tradition and love. For her sacrifice, a warrior born. What about you, Ardbert? What about you?
He hasn't sacrificed yet.
And their leader, an adventurer with a heart overflowing with love for his dearest comrades, who must now bring his axe to bear against his own. Oh gosh. By his sacrifice, a warrior born. I am the villain you seek, the keeper of shadows from a world shrouded in dark. By her struggle will this world be shattered and its souls saved. Wait, hang on a second.
There it is.
I am the villain you seek, the keeper of shadows from a world shrouded in dark. Is she a warrior of light from the void?
By our struggle, will this world be shattered and its soul saved? Okay, she's talking about the first.
Silva! Rawr. And what happened? I mean, she's still here. Okay. Yeah. Go on.
I thought Logriff was the Shadowkeeper.
Saw it all, did you? I thought you might. Mother's gift has a knack for showing us exactly what we need to see, if not what we want to, or when. They knew me as Silva, but my real name, it doesn't matter. Like you, I am not of this world. I crossed the rift and came to the first. Well. My home, the 13th, fell to dark in a calamity that mirrored the one which nearly claimed this world. I was one of several heroes who failed to save it.
Okay.
I was right.
I do want to point out, that's all I knew.
Oh, okay. That she came from the 13th.
That she came from the 13th. Like I said, I didn't know any details.
Well, she really needs to know. She needs to meet Unikalai. Which is, I guess, why the Void Quest comes into play.
Probably. Well, because you have to finish the Warring Triad for that, right?
You do.
And I knew why. Because I knew it involved the 13th.
But yeah, good point. The Shadowkeeper was Logriff, supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe she... The only thing I can think of is that maybe she wasn't really Shadowkeeper and she portrayed herself to be. Or
maybe she got possessed by Logriff.
Maybe.
For the battle. I don't know. I guess we'll find out in a minute here, huh?
Yeah, text boxes are funny. Let's see what it tells us next. I love we have the Crystal Tower in the hello. The boy, Unikalai. I have glimpsed him in your memories. He was a friend. Like him, I heeded the words of the Ascians.
She's had echoes of us.
Ooh. And that I might redress the balance, I chose to come here and hasten a rejoining of worlds. Is that Logriff and
I think so.
Metron?
Probably.
A shard subsumed by dark demands a mirror of blinding light. Primordial forces will strive to achieve equilibrium, but there was a solution. A single solution, I believed. Were a flood of light to consume this shard in its entirety, it would be of no use. The Ascians made it clear it must be brought to the brink, but no further. The task was difficult, but the plan simple. Souls predisposed to light, fledgling heroes in the making. I would bring together Ardbert and his comrades and groom them for a higher purpose. Frick. I would play the part of comrade and guide their course, all the while laboring in secret to pit stronger and stronger enemies against them, until finally, once they were warriors of light, brave and true, I would reveal myself as a warrior of darkness and extinguish their radiance forever. Thus would this world be primed for a rejoining, and the source for a calamity. Friggin' Ascians. The Ascians who call themselves Metron and Logriff were confident it would succeed, so there we go.
Mm-hmm.
And indeed, Ardbert and the others rose to the occasion, as I knew they would. Makes me want to go back and rewatch the scenes from Eden.
Yeah.
It was not to be. I had misjudged Ardbert. His comrades before him had made their sacrifices in turn, and as their mirror, I had grown stronger for it. Had he embraced his role and struck me down, victory would have been mine. But Ardbert, dear Ardbert, would not forsake his heart. In the end, he chose mercy, he chose love, and I was undone.
Wrong sacrifice. She picked the wrong sacrifice for him.
Yep.
Because sacrificing her would not have made him a warrior of light.
No. The rest you know. He sought out Metron and Logriff and granted them what he refused me. They accomplished everything they set out to achieve, and then the flood came and washed it away. So there we go.
Okay.
When they realized that she was not going to succeed, they did it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So the Shadowkeeper is more of an idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we kind of always knew that it was. It didn't really make sense that there was the Keeper of Darkness, that slaying them brought the flood of light.
Right. In the wake of my betrayal, I would look on from the shadows and reflect on my many sins as all fell to ruin. Denied death, then and now, and perhaps ever after as a fragment of my essence endures. But then, one day years ago, my fallen comrades rose again as the Cardinal Virtues. It coincided with the arrival of the first Scions, I later realized. A defense against the forces being marshaled to undo my failure. Interesting. I can but assume the Ascians planted the idea in Vothri's head. They were his creations, after all, and with their graves in Yulmoran territory, it was doubtless a simple matter to have their bodies exhumed and prepared.
That never occurred to me. I always thought it was just a natural occurrence. They just rose from the grave and started wandering the world as light wardens. That never occurred to me that they were actually created by Vothri. Oof.
Yeah, brought back to stop the darkness again.
Mm-hmm.
Who am I to speak, you may think when I say this, but when I saw these abominations he had wrought in their image, I was filled with such despair, such anger. Yeah, can you imagine the Scions were slain, and then we had to confront them again as aberrations?
Yeah, that would be horrible.
Like,
Heck, E11 was bad enough.
oh yes, the Battle of the Dads. I cannot unwrite the past. My soul is stained with blackest sin, and I will not pretend that it can ever be otherwise. But this act, this I could not ignore. If the Ascians were going to such lengths, then surely others would cross the rift in due time, and so I hatched a plan. I would assume the guise of Cyella, and as her take up residence in the Crystarium, where I would take measures to bring together the most ambitious of adventurers, individuals driven by more than mere coin. virtue hunters. That way, when the enemy the Ascians feared more than any came to the first, the stage would be set. They would join in the hunter's quests, and together unmake Vothri's simulacra and lay their souls to rest once more. Nice. And so you did, Jax. The virtues are no more. But the one ultimately responsible for their creation, the devil who set them on their doomed path, lingers still. You know all there is to know of the heroes who saved this world. The truth I kept hidden in the shadows is yours, and there are no more secrets to share. And so I ask you now to grant me which Arbert could not. Death.
Oh, jeez, look how big the moon is.
Hi, Moon. You still have a duty to others. You're a warrior of light. You know what you could do. Come on. No, don't do this. Don't you spare me like he did. How can you stand there and say I deserve to live, knowing everything I did, the lives I destroyed, the chaos I wrought? The Warden's pale in comparison. Surely there is no greater villain than the Shadowkeeper.
The funny thing is, she was just doing exactly what they were doing when they came to our world.
Yep.
What she thought was the only thing she could do, and what she was told was right. She wasn't doing it because she was a terrible person. She was doing it because she thought that she was saving their world.
Mm-hmm. And someone committing an act of sin as a weapon of another, while it doesn't absolve of the sin that occurred, does not make them fundamentally responsible. They bear responsibility, of course, because it is a moral conundrum, but technically, there is no responsibility. They were unknown, ignorant of whatever they were doing, and she was desperate. I mean, look at Unikalai. He worked with the Litibus for crying out loud.
Mm-hmm.
He followed it to our world to wreak his own havoc, and I don't know. Anyway. Which is why you must live to atone for your deeds. Let's do this. Join with me. Let's go kick some Ascian butt. I know this guy. His name is Findaniel. I should have expected a hero would say something like that. How does one even seek atonement? It is an undiscovered country with no charts or stars to guide. How will I even know when to find it? When I find it? Perhaps I may still find purpose in preserving my comrade's legacy, in helping others to understand the sacrifices that made them true heroes.
There you go.
There we are. Pilgrimage time. For now, I shall return to the Crystarium and continue to assist Glenard while spreading the forgotten tales of the Warriors of Light. You would have been good friends, you and Arbert, in another life.
Funny thing about that.
Yeah, no kidding. Maybe you and I as well. I hope so.
If I'm not mistaken, doesn't Unikalai have white hair and like lavender eyes?
Yep.
She has silver hair and silver eyes.
Why, hello, Cyella. Long time no Cyella. I'm a goof. I tell you, I am not at all accustomed to wearing armor any longer. Simply moving about in it is enough to tax my strength. In fighting? Ugh. Any one of Captain Lena's recruits could probably put me flat on my back. That's why we didn't fight her.
Yep.
Fortunately, I needn't rely on my sword to spread the truth of my fallen comrades' deeds. Only words in the passage of time will see their legacy redeemed in the eyes of the people. Thank you for accompanying me on my journey of remembrance, Jax. May your deeds ever be remembered and celebrated, as all heroes deserve. There we go. Tales to be told. Oh, living memory. I'm amused that we decided to do this the Monday night before early access.
Why?
No, I'm just amused that we literally waited until the very end of the expansion to do this quest.
We kept meaning to do it. I had the quests done.
Yeah, I know. I kept putting it up myself. We had a lot
Where-
going on.
Where are you going?
I want to go look at the book. Go see that scene.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we're checking out this cutscene now with our new option. Let's see what happens. Okay, here we go. Who could it be? Cyella.
Cyella.
Hello. He's like, why are you here?
Why that look?
Good evening. May I come in? I can't cross the threshold unless you invite me because I'm a vampire. Anyway.
Just come walking in here and open my window? My goodness.
I love that a character's like, okay. Oh, well, hello. Look at you just owning this place. That was in the Etc. I saw everything. That was Ardbert, and it was not. Twice now he has appeared, calling the people to arms, speaking of heroes. Ooh.
Now it's playing the sad music.
It is. I knew this day might come. Ardbert never did reappear as a virtue. But to see his flesh stolen by the self-same Ascian that made mock of their sacrifice. I spent years searching for a means to redeem their legacy, his legacy. And in you, I found it. You slew the virtues, claimed the stars, reclaimed the stars. You spoke the truth, and the people listened. When I heard our patrons speak of how the warriors of light had been their saviors all along, I thought at long last.
I really like her animations in this scene.
They're fantastic. I was a fool. I cannot ask more of you, not after what you've given, but I must. Set him free. Lay him to rest with the others in honor and triumph. Oh. Well, if that wasn't a kick in the butt.
Look how big it is!
Look how bright it is.
Ooh, that's a good shot. That's a really good shot.
I'm not taking any screenshots right now.
Ooh, that was really good.
I am refusing to take screenshots right now.
You're waiting to be a bunny boy.
It feels pointless right now.
Yeah, that scene was specific because it is cloudy outside and there is no moon. Oh, it's raining. Perfect.
I mean, it wasn't raining a second ago, and it wasn't cloudy a second ago either. I saw the moon out here when we first came in.
Oh.
Where's your shoe bill?
My shoe bill is on the table.
Him get a pet before we leave.
Pet, 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 pet. Alright, so that's it for Shadow Walk with me. So I'm actually really glad that we got to see that. It gave some good context to what the heck she was doing there all that time. And also...
It's been 2 years.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years. And we finally got it done.
I enjoyed the cutscenes. I enjoyed her as a character.
Mm-hmm.
I like her a lot.
I kind of want to go talk to Inakalai now.
Yeah? Yeah. We should go check. We have a couple people to visit, actually.
Mm-hmm.
What I'll do is I'll leave it recording just in case Inakalai has anything else to say. But if not, then this will be the end of the video. So thank you guys for watching. And the next time we will be doing the Void Quests.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Alright, until then, take care, and we will catch you next time.